Greetings Admiral and welcome to The Breach. This is episode 14 of my Terran playthrough. Since the last episode, Egosoft have released the Hyperion DLC. I'm not going to do anything about that in this episode because I've done a little bit on my Shorts series, and this episode was recorded before the actual pack came out. The plan for today's episode is splash a bit of cash, which is why I'm in Argon Prime at the moment, start the build of a new station, and then we're going to run some Terran missions.
It's an honor to see you here.
My bank balance has hit 162 million credits, largely due to running build missions for the different factions, but I don't want to underplay the amount of money I bring in from the different stations I have. It's got to the point now that my main industrial hub in Grand Exchange 4 is now able to be upgraded with habitats, and if I have habitats on my stations I need to supply them with food, etc. So I'm going to buy the habitats and the production models needed to supply the habitats. Although I haven't done the maths to back this up, I feel that it's not worth adding habitat modules to stations until they have reached a certain size, and that's why I don't add habitats initially. Although I'm doing quite okay for money at the moment, I need to improve that income a bit because the next purchases are going to be quite massive, which are basically the shipbuilding modules. I'll also need to go and buy lots of blueprints for ships and equipment, but that's all in the future at the moment. Well, that's 62 million burnt through very quickly.
Good luck out there.
Here we are in Grand Exchange 4, my main industrial hub, and here we're going to place down our food factory. We're going to plan out the very basics for this station, and then we're going to go and run a mission to give it time to collect all the resources needed and to start the building process. And hopefully next time I decide to do some building like this, I'll do it in a very quiet place so there's not ships passing overhead all the time. And this is the exact point that I decided to make a small video on station design for my mini-series. It's just here that I realise the plot is far too close to my Claytronics factory. That is a hell of a nuisance. I might need to completely reorganise the Claytronics factory to get the docking pier to face a different direction. After a large amount of time messing around, I finally have the initial plan for my station. To be fair, it's not even really a plan, it's not a functioning station. I will need to come back after I've run the mission to add other modules to it to make it into a fully functioning producer of food and medical supplies. But for now it's good enough that it can start to be built.
Entering system. Antigone Memorial.
Well, as the lady said, we're in Antigone Memorial. We have come to infiltrate one of their stations. We're going to do that while it's under attack from a nefarious faction. Pirates. Or more precisely, the Scale Plate Green Pact. I'll be quite honest with you, I can never actually recall completing this mission before. I don't know whether it's the haziness of time or just old age starting to set in. Or the third option is I don't normally do the Terran missions because I don't do a Terran start. I've just looked it up and The Cradle of Humanity was released 4 years ago on the 16th of March 2021. Well, I can't remember the outcome of this mission, I've only run it once, so I'll be running it blind. I'm not going to look up the information because it adds extra fun.
And here come the Scale Plate Pack ships.
That is it. Drop cover. This is a scale plate packed raid. Disengage defenses and allow us entry to your station. Light them up. Fire!
Awaiting orders.
Great. The relay station is under attack.
Can't complain about a cheeky 10 million. That is a hell of a lot of firepower being sent out against the ships and being returned by the ship's station.
Return fire.
Are you having a laugh?
Send Argon reinforcements now.
How long can this last? You hold still. We'll make it quick.
Successfully docked.
You've had it now.
It's an honor to
Good. We've made it this far. Keep your wits about you. It seems the Marines really did clear out. Look for the console. Get moving, though. Our associates won't be able to sustain an attack this intense for much longer.
every Marine to their designated position.
Come on, download already.
Do not fall back yet.
We got it! That's a lot of data. Good work. Now, let's get out of here before anyone sees us.
You may live to
Radar.
regret that. With more of this fight. Oh, I'm shaking.
That pilot was not authorized to dock. Shoot that ship down.
Dave,
Our breach did raise some red flags after all. Guards are on their way to intercept us. Better floor it. Suffice to say, they really mustn't catch us now.
The new flight model is so good, being able to boost and you rely on your shields to take the occasional glancing blow is amazing.
Word just got back that you managed to escape the station. Hopefully you picked up enough data to really cripple the Argon Federation. We will sort the details out together. Meet me for the final debriefing. Bring whatever data you've gathered.
Hold on there, partner. Before you hand over everything that we just lifted from those servers, the two of us need to sit down together too. There are a few things I want to run by you, in person.
Those Antigone corvettes really wanted me. They're chasing me hard.
How's it going? You made it.
While you were getting here, I reviewed all our options. This is a political minefield we've got ourselves involved in here, and I felt we needed a complete picture. We could hand over the intelligence to the Terran High Command. After all, we were contracted by them. Alternatively, we could turn to the Antigone Republic, let them know what has happened, and return the intel lifted from their servers as evidence. Finally, I could destroy the information we pulled off those servers. We back out and pretend this whole mess never happened. We adhere to the initial plan. You meet with Delilah and turn over all the intel to her. The Terran Protectorate gains their leverage and we get paid. From what I've gathered, they'll use the data to sow distrust between the Argon Federation and the Antigone Republic. The manufactured tension would lead to a complete cessation of trade between the two factions, but the Terran Protectorate won't use this intelligence to escalate the situation. The Terrans' first priority is still the Xenon, so this leverage is more like long-term insurance to keep their rivals weak. We contact Saman Red, the Antigone Republic official. He is already involved in investigating the Protectorate, so all we need to do is hand over the evidence of Terran involvement. The Terran Protectorate won't be happy, but I think I can twist this so that they won't trace the leak back to us. The Antigone Republic and the Argon Federation will remain close allies. But, should Saman go public with this, I can't imagine the Argon Federation taking such Terran interference lightly. There's a very good chance those tensions will escalate into open war. Some would argue it's the right thing to do, but we wouldn't get paid for our work, and the ensuing open conflict would be unpredictable and result in many lost lives. It's easy. The Terrans don't know for certain that we managed to access the servers, just that we docked at the station. All we have to do is tell them we didn't get anything from the servers, and quietly erase all the data we did get our hands on. Sure, we won't get paid, and the Terrans will probably just hire someone else to do their dirty work, but we come out clean. More importantly, the relations between factions won't change. For better or for worse, business as usual. So, what are we going to do?
Well, this character is Terran, so I'm going to go with the Terran Secret Service. And I'm sure this decision is going to go and bite me in the ass at some point, but so be it. It might add some spice to the game.
Okay, just go through with the final debriefing. I hope you made the right choice.
So do I, Dal. So do I. We'll teleport back to the geometric owl in Argon Prime.
Entering system. Argon Prime.
One of the agents we have embedded in Antigone Republic institutions has uncovered a slight complication. That nosy Antigone Republic official, Saman Red, has made some connections that he shouldn't have. I knew we should have played this whole operation even closer to our chest. He is on his way to meet with Argon Federation officials to reveal what he's learned. We need to ensure that under no circumstances does he make it to that meeting. If they realize the Terran Protectorate's role in this operation, we won't be able to leverage the stolen intelligence. Take him out.
I've nearly completed this mission arc, so I have 3 big options in front of me. Unlocking the Boron sectors, introducing myself to the split, or messing with Paranid politics. If I did the Boron mission arc, it does unlock one of the nice ships, the Royal Hydra corvette, and it's a great mission chain with lots of little things to do along the way. Whereas getting to know the split will give me access to their equipment, mainly their engines, to putting on to my Odysseus Vanguard to make it a little bit quicker, which will improve its effectiveness against Xenon Branch 9 destroyers. And finally, the Paranid arc. It is very interesting, but you do need a lot of money. A hell of a lot more than I have access to at the moment. So my provisional plan at the moment is go to get the Paranid Hyperion and use that ship to do the Boron campaign. But if you, dear viewer, would like to see something else, feel free to make a comment down below and we'll see if it piques my interest and other viewers.
transfer. Great work.
Entering system. Second contact.
44 million. Nice. This is the Sin Destroyer that I collected from the rewards from an earlier mission. The Sin is a great ship. I don't often use it. It's got good forward firepower and it does look really good, which you know is very important.
We've detected contraband. Drop the cargo!
Oops.
Thanks for cooperating. I am now ready to begin our experiment.
We're taking hits!
I know what you're doing. You will not get away with this.
Stop your attack immediately! Trouble now. Stop! Please! The people have to know!
Danger.
Targets eliminated. Scanner cannot make it inside the light.
Danger.
Do not shed a single tear with identity. Had we not been all of our work would have been for nothing. Now meet me on my ship to hand over the intel.
Masters going to show that we can create opportunities. Let's go meet with the client.
You're making a big mistake. How much longer? Alright then.
Stop your attack immediately. You will now suffer the consequences.
This is Sector Security. Comms channel open.
Reporting a criminal offense.
Cannot tolerate your actions. Stop your attack immediately.
Confirmed.
Criminal record has been updated.
Incoming missile.
Oops, well that all went to hell in a handbasket. It probably wasn't the correct choice to piss off the Antigone Republic. I definitely need to pull a brave Sir Robin manoeuvre here and run away.
You don't stand a chance.
Requesting immediate backup.
Well, I've just lost my sales transporter from the microchip plant that I have in this sector, which is extremely unfortunate, but an easy to replace asset. Hopefully they won't destroy the station in this sector, because that would be a nuisance.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
I have to say, I'm surprised you managed to pull this off. Quite frankly, I had my doubts. The Terran Protectorate thanks you for your service. We'll take it from here. Naturally, your deeds will never be acknowledged by the Terran High Command, but know that you have an ally in us nonetheless.
So the reward is 10.8 million and +1 reputation gained. It definitely wasn't worth pissing off the Antigone Republic. So we'll have a quick scan of the aftermath of my decision to side with the Terran and not hide all the information we took. This is the fabrication plant in Second Contact 2, which makes microprocessors and smart chips. You can see that it's presently under attack, but also the number of spacesuits floating around is they've already destroyed some of my miners. With the destruction of the mining ships, it's been a very expensive decision I took. I really do not want to lose this station. It's far too lucrative just to let it be destroyed. So I'm going to add some shield generators to it, and hopefully by doing that it'll extend the life of the station till eventually the enemy ships will get destroyed naturally by running into some of their enemies. Because if I destroy them, I'll lose some reputation, or a lot of reputation, causing me even more problems. My food and medical supply station in Grand Exchange 4 is coming along nicely. The Claytronics hull parts and energy cells have all been supplied by my own stations, which really does cut down on the build time wait, because I'm getting everything supplied from the same sector and right next door to it, in fact. As you can see, the food and medical supplies has been topped up with all the resources it needs. We're going to add some extra production modules. To make this station as self-sufficient as possible, the only input it will need is ice, which we'll either mine ourselves or got the Vigor Syndicate to supply it for us.
Awaiting orders.
To start off, we're going to add 2 food ration production modules. At a later date, we'll look at balancing all the production modules to get the best output we possibly can. But for now, I'd rather just get the factory working. Next, I'm going to add some medical supply production. These modules have a small footprint, so they go quite closely together. When you're making a multi-layer station though, they can be a bit of a pain because they do take up quite a bit of vertical space. I'll add 2 stations as before just to get things started. I have to rotate the station 180 degrees, but after the first one I can just copy and paste, saving me a lot of time. I had planned on adding a 3rd production module, but I forgot. We'll be back to this later. But for now, let's run another mission.
Come on! Yes! Focus! Look at that beauty. The Hyperion, 3 odd decades of history. Pristine like on the day she was commissioned. Whoa! Is she trying to shake me off? Not happening. I'm staying right on her tail.
I've run this mission before in my mini episode series. This is going to be a tightly edited version of that same mission, but unlike my mini episodes that I've done on the Hyperion so far, I'm going to deck it out for some combat. Because on my mini episodes I only took it out stock, and I do want to see what it's like once it's got all the bells and whistles upgrades that I possibly can add on to it at the moment.
Hello there. Konnichiwa. Of course, that's the whole point. Name's Myrna Ray. I'm a hands-on historian. I'm casting for posterity.
Get off my radar.
Well, I'm on the heels of an old ship prototype that shouldn't exist. I feel everyone should know about it. Oh, so you did listen in on my casts. Yes, the Hyperion, an old Paranid prototype from long ago. It took me ages to track it down. Yes, thank you. Except that it's still active. Someone or something is commanding it. I wasn't prepared for that. No, not really. Well, kind of, maybe, possibly. Listen, okay, yes, I need assistance. Will you help me? Oh, that's brilliant! Let me upload the tracking info to your onboard computer, and let's get on with it. Here's the rundown. Most ships' energy signatures are so similar that it's hard to detect and differentiate them, especially hours after they've passed. Fortunately, the Hyperion isn't like most ships. Its energy signature is quite unique. However, my onboard AI core still needs to perform complex Fourier transformations to tease the signal from the noise. Here's how we'll do it. You scan a gate or a transit accelerator and send me the data via an encrypted channel. I'll pass it through the AI core, and once it's done its analysis, we'll know whether the Hyperion has recently passed through. To summarize, scan, send me the data, wait a bit, and I'll let you know. Simple as that.
Entering system. The Void.
Hello again. Scan all gates and accelerators in this sector. Myrna out.
We've skipped forward through time here quite a bit, just so we can find the actual Hyperion itself.
Gosh! 98% the Hyperion went through here. Back on track. Myrna here. Alright. New sector. Old procedure. You know the drill. Scan gates and accelerators. Uplink your data. And let me crunch the numbers. Let's do this.
As I've done this mission before, I knew exactly where the Hyperion is lurking. It's in that gas cloud the other side of the station. Of all the expansions that Egosoft have released for X4 Foundations, I believe that the Hyperion pack is the worst value for money. I live in England and it costs £5.99, which is about the same price as a pint of beer. And if you don't drink beer, a cup of coffee is £3. I really hope that Egosoft don't go down this route of selling individual ships. They're just not good value for money. Comparing the Hyperion pack at £5.99 to, say, Cradle of Humanity, which is £12.50, so 2 pints, the difference in the amount of content between the two packs is immense.
Oh gosh, we found her! Would you look at that? There she is! The Hyperion right under our noses! Absolutely brilliant! This is Myrna Ray calling the pilot entity of the Hyperion. Do you copy? Somebody is listening but not answering. I wonder if it's the ship's AGI or a sentient. What do we make of that? Wait a minute. Hyperion is not its original name. And if it's an old Paranid on board AGI, or even a live Paranid, maybe we should sprinkle in some of that sacral terminology. Behold, we extend our greetings to the dignified vessel of the Paranid Empire, the sacred, Galleon Trinity.
We are Lord Chaplain Allman Consulate. Special Envoy of the Pontifex Maximus Paranidia of the Paranid Empire.
Blimey, the old Manked Slat, the last known commander of the Trinity.
The onboard computer of this galleon, with grace, prompted us to uncocoon only recently, upon sensing the jump gate's eye-opening after its long and dreamless slumber. We believed the dark had yielded to the break of day, but alas it had not. Instead, we found our community upended, every gate overturned. We found a schism in the holy Paranid realm, fracturing our people into separate ecclesiae, each claiming to hold the true axioms of the sacred three-dimensionality. We found a profound heterodoxy separating the now from the before, threatening the validity of the very axioms of the sacred three-dimensionality. Do you follow Two Eyes?
I do. I think I understand, Ol Manked Slat. You were trapped in this sector when the gates fell, almost 30 years ago. Now you are seeking communion again. But the Paranid Empire, once an unwavering bastion against the forces of entropy, it has splintered. I understand that perfectly. Truly, I do.
Do you Two Eyes then enlighten us where to turn to? Where to mend the Paranid's proud spirit? Where to reapply the sacred axioms? To restore what was lost? Where to find communion and purpose again?
The god realm of the Paranid has changed from when it was known as an empire, that much is true. But as far as I can tell, it's still the most similar to its former self. I'm certain you'll find your answers there.
We have weighed your counsel Two Eyes and found it convincing enough. Thus, we shall direct our proud galleon to the Paranid settlement you speak of. We anticipate your presence there.
While waiting for the Hyperion to arrive at Trinity Sanctum 3, I realised that I hadn't added the meat production module. Entirely my fault. I was completing one project on almost autopilot while thinking about other things to get done. I'm just building a limb here to extend past the water production modules. I can then add the meat production plants on the end of this limb and it'll be very easy to upgrade at a later date. The resources for my last build command have already been supplied by the local factories, and this just happens because I have the trade set up to only supply to my own stations. I don't need to interact, it all just happens automatically. In a future episode I'll need to build one more station, which will be there to build all the components that I'm not already making. And once that is fully built, I will be able to turn my HQ into a shipyard, which everybody knows is a great way to print money. There is 2 meat production facilities planned. We can leave it in the background now to get built. We can now return to Trinity Sanctum 3 and waiting for the Hyperion to arrive.
Come join us and be rewarded generously.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
We're not teleporting, we're going to go up the lift.
Greetings, Myrna Ray, historian of the Argon Federation.
Sir.
We have come to respect you for your empathy and understanding more than we thought possible hitherto. We will abstain from calling you Two Eyes henceforth and wish to extend our gratitude.
I'm grateful, Ol Manquette Slat. Relations between our peoples haven't always been easy. Even though Paranid doctrine calls for empathy towards what it deems inferior species, it may be a small solace for you to know that, while the Paranid Empire experienced a dramatic setback after the creation of the Alliance of the Word, your people and mine have become somewhat closer.
Myrna Ray, your words give us both solace and sorrow at once. Sorrow that the days of old are gone and will never return. Solace because the dawn of a new day may be upon us after all. Our search for truth, for communion and purpose, has already begun. We bid our farewell unto you.
Goodbye.
Greetings. The design of the ship you call Hyperion was so ahead of its time that a decision has been made to put a modernized version into mass production. You may expect to find the frame available for sale at the shipyard, the blueprints at our faction representative, and Hyperion-class ships traversing the void of space. One of those new Hyperion ships will be your reward. However, we do have another request for you. During the decades that the Hyperion's AGI core commanded the ship, its neural pathways ingrained themselves deeply into the vessel's systems, and now resist extraction. We would greatly appreciate your assistance in retrieving certain items that speed up the process of extraction immensely. As a sign of our gratitude, you will be rewarded the original Hyperion. We will uplink the item list to your onboard computer and will await their speedy arrival.
So for finishing the Hyperion quest, you get gifted a Hyperion ship. You also have an extended mission to unlock the original Hyperion as well, which I haven't done yet. But I'm going to send the Hyperion that I have just acquired up to Terran Space to pick up some upgrades. And obviously, as I'm sending it up to Terran Space, the upgrades I'm buying are the shield generators, specifically the Mark III versions. You don't want to forget those software upgrades as well. As this ship is going to be flown by me personally for most of the time, I am going to pick up a good quantity of satellites, nav beacons and resource probes. We're obviously going to need some service crew as well. Well, I'm going to send the Hyperion on autopilot up to Terran Space, so it's all ready for the next episode. Hopefully you'll join me in a few weeks for that. And for now, thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the other side.